hello.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Are you following the Five Dirty Bikers on social media? Find us on Facebook and like us on Instagram and Twitter at Five Dirty Bikers.
Oh, look at there. Oh, look who it is.
All right, see y'all later.
And thank you, buddy, for joining the Five Dirty Bikers podcast. Hey, Leo, I just got to say one thing, buddy.
Turn it this way.
That goddamn color on that road glide you got.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
It's pretty special.
Same color as Dustin's background lighting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
There it is.
That was nice.
And if you guys hadn't seen Mr. Leo's road glide,
I
you
saw
got to get on
it in person.
Instagrams. You ought to get on Instagrams.
I think everybody's seen it. I think that everybody here except for well, she's not here, but I think everybody here was at the Moto meetup.
Yes,
So,
we were.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, we were all there together. I know I've got my camera the wrong direction, but I don't know how to change that either. We're gonna leave it alone.
Ooh.
Billiard blue is the color. Billiard blue, same color as the 2-ball.
So where are you
Did
at
you
right
just
now,
say
Leo?
same color as blue balls?
Two ball.
Two ball. Okay.
Not 2 balls. The 2 ball.
Two
See,
ball.
that makes way more sense.
If your
I am
balls
in,
actually turn blue, you need to go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
You need to release the grip.
Tell everybody who you are and kind of what you do and what kind of bike you have, and just kind of give us all your details. Throw out your socials, everything. So
Not your socials. No, oh shit!
not your social security number. No, don't run into the mic.
No, so you don't want my credit card either?
No, that wouldn't be
Okay.
appropriate.
All right, hang on. Let me put those away. Get my pants back.
Yeah.
So I'm Leo. I go by LM4PHOTO on all social media. So that's Facebook, Instagram. I have a Twitter. I don't really get Twitter, but I have one. And then YouTube. I'm still in the learning process of YouTube also, but I use the LM4PHOTO across the board on everything. So my motorcycle that I ride, current bike, is a 2019. It's a Road Glide Special, and I have added the tour pack and the lowers. So really, I have a Road Glide Ultra before they made a Road Glide Ultra Limited. So I wanted that bike last year. They didn't make it. Well, they made it, but it was just a Road Glide Classic, and it was kind of a step down model. So I went with the special and got the all blacked out, and I wasn't ready to be full grandpa yet. So had to have a little cool factor on there still.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I gotta say, your Instagram's hopping, man. You got it going on, and from what we could see, you've got a huge following. How long you been doing Instagram?
So probably 4 or 5 years I've been on Instagram. That you say I have a good following. I have a real good following on there. It fluctuates. It kind of goes. I'm kind of at a stalemate with the growth. Trying here lately, doing some different things and changing some things, and the way I post on Instagram, the way I use the storyline. I've been trying to do some different things in order to promote that growth. But I think with the same as thousands of other people, we can't figure out what that Instagram algorithm is in order to allow growth. So, just keep trying and see what happens, I guess.
So how long since you started? Like, how long did it take before it actually took off?
So I knew we were I'm gonna flip this light back on so you guys can see.
Sure.
So I started Instagram. So with my let's go back to my photo stuff. So I've done photo stuff as a hobbyist for a long time, and I was just posting them like on my personal Facebook page, and it's all just like everybody else's Facebook page. It's friends from high school, friends that local, and that kind of stuff. And every time I'd post a picture, they these are great. Oh, you're just so great. You're taking great pictures and this and that, and when it's yourself. I didn't really think it was anything special. It was a photo that I liked, that I took, that I posted, and I kept repeatedly hearing that. So I thought, okay, I'll start an Instagram page just for my photography work, and that's how the Instagram started. And I just kind of let it organically grow to see where it would go from there. And I think the thing that really kicked off my Instagram was so I ran across this guy and he posted, I don't know if can you guys see this?
Yes. What is that?
Okay. So
that's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
It's a middle-aged Batman.
All right. So it's called the Lucky Fat Man. So it
hand me a burger.
It was kind of an organic thing that started too. There's a guy, the guy that created it. He created it just as a pocket. It's a talisman. You carry it in your pocket. It's just something to have. And the guy created it because he's kind of an introvert, and he could find himself in a public setting and just have it in his hand. And then somebody would go, "Oh, what's that?" And it was kind of a way for him to start conversations with people, because he just wasn't the guy, to start conversations.
Neither am I.
So anyway, so he created these, and he would just always have one. And then when he would meet somebody and have a conversation, he would pass it along to him. And then he would, since he made them, he's an artist, he makes them, he would just put another one in his pocket for the next thing. But his best friend that they grew up with, thought that this was really neat and ended up making an Instagram page. And I became the first person outside of the circle to get a Lucky Fat Man. So that allowed me to be the brand ambassador for the Lucky Fat Man that's not for sale.
Is your real name Jake?
Oh, no.
Okay. Cause I was just because Jake and the Fat Man.
Oh, yeah. I am a fat man, but no. So that's kind of where my Instagram following really started from, was when the mystery of the Lucky Fat Man, how to get one, I want one, and it just blew up. I mean, that page,
oh, wow.
the Lucky Fat Man page, ended up with, I'm thinking 26,000 followers.
Wow.
And with me
Holy
being
crap.
the guy that was the first guy, I kind of, coattailed some of those followers.
Very
Nice.
cool.
So
So go ahead, Tony.
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, Dustin. I was just going to ask him, where are you on Instagram as far as followers, Leo?
So where I'm at, I'm right around the 14,000 mark right now. It fluctuates 14, 14.1, 14, 14.1. It's going back and forth. But like I said, I can't figure out the growth pattern of what makes it grow. It's I don't know. You go do it. You do research, and it says on one page that it's probably because you've got a bunch of ghost followers, but on another page, then you can't find your ghost followers and unfollow them all, or have them unfollow you, because then you'll look like a bot trying to get rid of your stuff, and then Instagram will block you. So it's kind of a
It's a mystery.
kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
It's a super mystery. It really is.
I think they do that shit on purpose.
I think if you offer premium Snap, that would get followers.
With my podcast attire with no pants on.
Yeah. That's how you get that.
That is the question we forgot to ask. You have pants on?
Well,
You don't have to show us. We'll take your word for it.
No.
It's just a general podcast question.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what you consider pants. I mean, if we're talking the dad pants and sweatpants count as pants, then I'm wearing sweatpants.
Okay, see, he's got pajama pants on, comfy pants.
There you go.
Comfy.
There you go. I'm done for the evening. It's my comfy pants.
There you go.
See, there you go.
See, I just make it look like I'm wearing
podcast
pants from the waist up. There's no reason to wear pants anymore. It's a
You're
pantsless
not hanging
podcast.
brain, are you?
No, not today.
Do not talk to us, Ryan. Hanging brain, dude. Put something.
Ryan got
It's
Ryan
right
got
on the
wrap it
chair
up.
right now.
Ryan got halfway to work the other day. He told me, and he had to go back home and put pants on.
It happens.
You forgot to put pants on?
Well, my car's in a garage. I wasn't feeling the cold, so I just got out in a warm car and went outside and looked down and realized no pants. Better.
You know what it is? I think he was a stunt double for James Bond when he was sitting in that wicker chair with no bottom.
Oh man, that was a brutal scene.
I was in the Octopussy movie, just in case you were wondering.
Oh, there you go.
So Leo, what kind of camera gear do you use in your editing? If you want to give away your ancient Chinese secret.
So no real secrets. It's I shoot. So I run a Canon camera. Been shooting a Rebel a T6i, and then most of the good lenses that I have, I've just picked up used off of like Facebook Marketplace and a couple eBay. I've bought a couple, but that's what I shoot. I don't shoot anything expensive yet. I'd like to upgrade that stuff someday. I shoot GoPro, so a lot of the photos that you'll see on my Instagram where it's shots from the bike or the bike in motion or me riding, that kind of stuff. That's all. Majority of that is all GoPro, and then I the big secret here, I guess, is I do a lot of photo work with my iPhone. So it's they always say that the camera you use the most is the one you have with you all the time, and I've always got my iPhone with me. So a lot of stuff is done with the iPhone.
It takes good photos, doesn't it, buddy?
It does.
It takes really good photos.
With the right lighting, you can't tell between that and a
Absolutely
mirrorless camera sometimes.
Awesome.
And done. I've been digging. You've posted a few pictures here lately, black and white with some color splashes. That's
Yes.
really cool stuff.
Thank you. That's another app. It's called Color Splash.
Oh yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, you just it's just, again, it's another app to learn how to play with. So
I like
just
that
something different.
that glass. What did you call that thing?
It's called a lens ball.
Yeah, that lens ball. That is crazy cool. I love that.
So I got that as a gift from a friend. He bought two and gave me one of them, and so I've just been out playing with it. So it's another thing that's it adds another unique angle to your photography. I don't know what purpose it serves yet, except for just a cool shot here and there.
Right.
Still trying to figure out how to fit that in, but
Right.
what I've posted so far is just practice.
What did you think of that 360 camera you were testing for a while?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Do you?
Yes, and there's going to be more to come with that. I really want to get that out on the bike, and I want to figure out how to mount that on the bike and do some riding videos with the bike. So that's on pause, but I'm ready to learn some more with that, because I think that'd be.
Which one is it? Is it the Insta 360?
It's the GoPro Max.
The GoPro Max, right on.
Again, right out of the camera, straight to the phone, edit on the phone, and ready to post.
Damn.
I mean, it's cool shit. Those 360 cameras are sparking my interest too.
Have you seen that I'm not even sure what it's called. It's a mount that's shaped kind of like a big C, and you wear it like a harness almost, and it gives you a shot like you have a drone flying above your head, and you just snap your GoPro right in it.
I have not seen that.
Have you seen those? I've seen a couple of those, and that gives you a pretty interesting view. It it would look weird riding, obviously, because you're going to have this huge thing attached to your back, kind of with a camera floating above you.
Right.
But some of the footage from that looks pretty damn cool.
So the 360 camera, you can get that same thing with 360 camera, because in your editing it's capturing the 360 in the total sphere. So left, right, up, down, 45-degree angles, everything it's capturing. So when you go back and edit, then you can go into your phone and you can change the view at any point to anything that was in that sphere of where you were. So I believe that I might be wrong, but I think that I'll be able to put that, if you put that on the bike and just mount a pole straight up, you should be able to get a video going down the road, and then in the editing process, pan it right back around to me actually riding, and then back around to the road. So
that would be that's some insane stuff. You ride through, like, say, Arkansas, or
hey, somebody dipping,
something like that.
God damn it, Mike! I can't get away with anything with you, man.
Yes, he is dipping.
You know, I've seen them mount those Insta360 cameras on a pole. On the bike above.
Right. So that's what.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing, I'm thinking.
Exactly. Yep. Same thing. So the thing with mounting it up on the pole, so the 360 where the splice is, so you have a front camera and a back camera, and where that splice is straight below the camera, it makes the pole disappear.
Oh.
Goddamn David Copperfield shit right there.
That's black magic. That's black magic plumbing.
Black magic voodoo.
So tell us, Leo, because I think I remember you saying this at MMM, and I think this would be a surprise to some people. How long have you been riding?
I have been riding since 2001. Since 2001.
Okay.
Oh.
2001. So I grew up. My dad was a state patrolman here in Missouri. And when I got my license and decided, that whatever, I mentioned motorcycle one time, and my dad told me, well, if you get a motorcycle, you're not going to park it at my house. So, come from the viewpoint of my dad being a trooper and working motorcycle wrecks and seeing the damage and whatever, I can get where he was coming from. So fast forward then to 2001. I live on my own now, so I don't have to park a motorcycle at my dad's house. I ended up buying a motorcycle for $500 from a guy I was in the National Guard with.
That's a deal.
I loaded it in the back of my pickup, and I took it to where I worked, and I parked it in the back room of where I worked, and I didn't tell anybody that I bought it. And just every day at lunch, I would get out in the gravel parking lot, and I taught myself how to ride a motorcycle. So finally got brave enough to go take the written test and got that permit. Once I did that, every day at lunch, I would ride it from work to lunch and then back to work. And then when I got, a little time, I would ride it in the gravel parking lot. So kind of taught myself how to ride it. I've been riding four-wheelers, so it wasn't a big bend there, learning how to use the clutch and the shifting and all that, but
just the balance. That's normally what gets people, is balance.
Well, being on the highway and passing tractor trailers, that's what I remember learning was I would, finally, when I got the nerve up to pass a tractor trailer, I would get out there and I would pass, and I would get all the way to the front of that truck. And where that wind was coming off the front of that truck, I would just decide, yeah, it's not that important. And then I would get behind the truck again. So.
Hey, the behind the truck in the vortex, that's Tony's favorite.
Oh man, I hate getting behind the truck on the motorcycle, man. It's awful.
Yeah, you gotta be the right distance back there.
You sure do. You get caught up in this funky vortex thing. It's my favorite when that happens. I'm like, oh, it's my day today.
So, Leo, you mentioned you were in the Guard.
Missouri National Guard. So I did a 3-year stint in the Army Reserves, but the rest of the time I was in the Missouri National Guard. And my total military time, I'm retired in 2016 with 25 years.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's
I looked back on some of your pictures. Did you and some of your throwback pictures? Did you spend some time overseas too?
Went 2003. Went to Iraq. So I was there. We were deployed from January of 2003, and then we got extended 2 times. So by the time we got home, it was April-May time frame of 2004.
Okay. And did you do just like my buddy that served in the military? As soon as he was out, the first thing he did was go into his bathroom and grab his razor and throw it away, and he's never used it since then.
Yeah. When I retired in 2016. Well, so when I got back from Iraq, I was pretty burned out. It was just, it wasn't the Army that I knew. And I got out for a couple of years. When I come back from Iraq, I was at the 16-year mark. So I got out for a year and a half, 2 years. And then I decided I would get back in and finish that 20 years. So, in 2016, I was at 25 years, and that's when I quit shaving. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shaving for all those years. Fuck it.
Yeah. Everybody asked me, hey, when are you going to shave? And I explained that proudly that I was in the military for 25 years. So now that I'm out, I'm going to get my 25 years of shaving back.
Nice. So Leo, you pretty much ride all weekend, don't you? You head out on the weekends?
I get out as much as I can. I haven't been on the bike in the last probably 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago I got out for about an hour, but I've just with the holidays and I've had some other things. I took a trip to Chicago over Thanksgiving. I just haven't been on the bike in a couple of weeks.
And the weather hasn't exactly been the best either, has it?
No.
It's been cold here, but just this last week is really when we've we've got some snow and ice here just last weekend, or I guess Monday or Tuesday. And besides that, we've had a little bit of rain, but the cold really doesn't bother me because I ride with heated gear. So I'll get out even when it's cold, and take a little rip anyway.
What's the coldest you've ever ridden?
19. I always try to do a New Year's Day ride. So whatever, polar bear ride is what they call it.
Yeah.
19 degrees.
Yeah, I try to always
Fuck.
At the minimum on New Year's Day, the minimum is ride the temperature. So if it's 19 degrees, ride a minimum of 19 miles. But most of the time it's ride double whatever the temperature is. So
talk to me about this heated gear. Is it legit? Does it work?
So I wear my jacket more than anything else, and it's got, you can see me, I'm pointing, but it's got like right across the front of your chest, you've got two strips. So it would be like your right nipple, left nipple, probably a 6 or 8 inch strip up and down. And then there is a patch across the back, right across your shoulder blades. And then my jacket also has in the under part of your biceps, you like your lunch lady arm parts is where the heat is. So I wear my jacket and my gloves more than anything else, and the gloves plug right into the jacket, and then the jacket plugs into the bike. With just those two things, I'm able to pretty much get out and ride. The pants, I just got the pants this year. I have wore them a couple times. Last year I had just a pair of like snow pants. So they were quilted lined on the inside, and then that like wintry, snow pants material on the outside. And that did me well for what I've done.
Nice.
I'm still wearing my dirty old snow pants.
Yeah, I mean,
my hands and feet are the nemesis when I'm out riding in the cold.
Yeah, hands are the worst. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Tony, 50 degrees is not cold, Tony.
Dude, I was out in 34 the other day, and I had to come in and thaw my fingers out.
34. If I didn't ride every time it was 34, I wouldn't ride until June. And
I can't help that you live in a fucking polar circle.
I bet you Happy Feet's dancing right outside his door.
Yeah. It's a real field temperature right now because I like to go by that. It's 13 below right now here.
We're supposed to get down to 12 tonight, but Christmas Day it's going to be 60. Figure that one out.
60.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
I was looking at the weather for New Year's Day. I wrong thinking, but I try to do what's called an iron butt ride every year. And that's 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I've been doing it.
Damn.
I've been doing it for there's a page on Instagram. It's called Ride 1K in a Day. And that's his whole promotion is just promote you to get out and ride your motorcycle. And he's created a patch setup and that would be a great guy for you guys to interview is the guy that set that up, and he's just real cool dude, and that's what it is. You ride 1,000 miles in a day and document it, and then he sends you a patch, and you're part of the club. So
what's his name?
I'll get that information to you. The page,
right.
the page is Ride 1K in a day, and in a day is all one word.
Hey, I could do that on a KLR.
If he rides 1,000 miles in a day, his name is Chapped Ass Charlie. Is what his name is.
I've done it. So the guy that's run that page, he's had that page for 3 years, I believe, and I've done the ride. So I've earned the patch every 3 years. It's 3 or 4 years, and whatever the next year is. I was going to try and do a 1K on January 1st and be the first guy to get it for the year, but I already committed to a photo obligation, so I can't do it.
Damn it.
Oh, right on.
Welcome, Mary.
Hey, guys. I'm sorry I'm late.
She snuck in the rear on us.
I did. Whoa, hold up now.
No,
There's no sneaking there.
There wasn't no reach arounds or nothing.
No, for real.
I snuck in.
No, I had family over tonight, so I did. I'm a little late, but I'm glad I'm here.
So you kicked him out. You're like, you got to go. All
right, y'all got to go. The podcast is starting. No, I actually didn't realize like what time y'all were starting. So anyway.
She's like Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's like 9:30 in Florida, isn't it? It's probably still 85 degrees.
It's 8:07.
Yes. Yes.
I think Mary and I are the only ones on Eastern time.
That's correct.
For good reason.
Tony, are you on East time all the time?
Yes. Yes.
Because I know Indiana, there are parts of it doesn't change at all. So
no, like Louisville, where I'm at, is Eastern, but if you go down to Bowling Green, that's Central.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah,
it sounded like me when I lived in Phoenix.
I was down Bowling Green way. I don't know, about a month ago. Come over.
I saw your post. You were down at Mammoth Cave.
Mammoth Cave, Cave City. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's nice riding down there.
Beautiful over there.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
So
that's weird.
Go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say it's weird living in a time zone where you don't, wind or set your clocks back or forward an hour. Because I lived in Arizona and I thought that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's like I'd call home and I think it's like 10 p.m. and it's really 9 p.m. or something like that, and I'd wake somebody up or something like that.
But
you're saying y'all don't do y'all don't do daylight savings time?
In Arizona they don't. They have their own time zone.
I'm with you.
Parts of Indiana don't do it either.
God, that's so confusing.
Arizona's the hot as fuck time zone. That's what they do.
That West Coast is their own fucking situation over there, man.
So, Leah, I was thinking about this because I think it's pretty crazy. But so you went to the Ride Home ride, right? Because Bring It Home ride. I'm sorry.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And I saw tons of your posts from that. So tell us about that Bring It Home ride, because I saw a bunch of stuff about it, and obviously Adam Sandoval had a bunch of stuff, and we had Justin from Viking Bird. We had him on a couple of weeks ago, and he went. We didn't ask him about it, but we should have really. But tell us about what that was like and being there for that event.
So I guess I think that's Adam's fourth attempt to break that world record. Yeah. It was most Harleys in one consecutive parade. Most Harleys in a parade or something, whatever the official title is. But I think that was his fourth attempt. I think he did it in Florida twice, and then he did it last year there in Texas. And I think they probably broke the record last year. But what ended up happening was I think they did it on a public roadway. So the bikes that decided in the middle of the ride with the crowd, there was a bunch of people that probably just decided, fuck it. They started the ride and then pulled off and went and got beer, or people joined the ride in the middle and just butted in line. So the count was all off. So I think he probably broke the record last year also, but the count wasn't official, and they just didn't have the number last year for start and finish.
Sure.
So this year they changed it up a little bit, and I don't know how he pulled this off, but they closed down an entire airport. So they staged all the motorcycles on the tarmac inside of the airport, inside of the fence. So you didn't get inside the fence unless you were a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Once you got in, you had to go register. So a lot of us pre-registered, So you had to go pick up we all wore a timing chip. And so there was the count from the registrations and the timing chip. And then they numbered each bike. And then riding through the beginning timing chip and the end timing chip, there was the Guinness guy sitting there with one of those thumb clickers. So they counted it like 4 or 5 different ways this year, and it was really neat. I think there was some issues with the heat. People didn't expect the heat to be what it was. It got pretty hot there at the end, but it was really something to see. And going back and watching the videos that people produced of that there's several on YouTube.
Right.
With the drone videos, you just didn't realize there was that many motorcycles there. And I think it was, I think the official count was 3,497. So I can tell you right now that there was more motorcycles than that. So that's the count that they agreed upon that completed the ride. Okay. So when I say that there was more motorcycles than that, there was people right there in line with us that just decided, fuck it, it's too hot, I'm out of here. And they peeled out and just left. So
Wow.
I also saw people that once the ride started, they didn't wait their turn. They just jumped in. So they didn't get the original count at the beginning. They only got their chip counted at the end. So that was a number, that didn't count. But I think the number could have been a whole lot bigger if you would have had full cooperation from everybody. But
Sure.
You can't do that. So
why would you go to something like that, get in line, wait all that time, and then at the end to be like, fuck it, it's too hot, I'm leaving. Like that.
Absolutely.
Well, fuck, Mike was ready to bounce at MMM from the bugs.
Yeah, I was not having that at all.
Well, he's not bouncing from now on. If I have to tie that fucker down, he's not going anywhere. That bouncing shit is done.
Get one of those spiderweb truck bed nets. And
He's not going anywhere.
Bungee cording.
We walked in that fucking cabin and there was hamsters with wings. I mean, they were big boys, man.
It was devil dogs. It was flying around the room and stuff. Hey, there's this one piece of camping gear. It's called the Motel 6. I heard that solves all the problems except for bed bugs.
So Leo, thanks again for coming to MMM. It was cool to have you there and meet you and everything. What did you think of the event? I think you were only there a day, but you went on the ride with us on, was it Saturday?
Saturday.
I was there Saturday and Sunday. I didn't stay at the campground. So I came up Saturday and then I cut out. I just didn't stay at the campground because I didn't know. I thought maybe I was too late. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what it was. But anyway, so I did both of the rides. I went in with a different thought process of what it would be versus what it was. So I kind of went in, when I went into the thought process was that it was just going to be a bunch of motor vloggers and I would go in and grab some more information to make or to probably to help me with the way I create content and post content. And then it was a complete different thing than that. It was just a bunch of people that never met each other, and now here we are. So.
Right. Yeah.
Again, brought together by motorcycles.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, was just bringing people together that ride. Because majority of the people that were there were not moto vloggers, but just knowing that people came from. We had a guy who wrote from Philadelphia. We had a couple ladies that flew from California and came just to come out to the middle of the freaking woods in Illinois and just hang out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, cornfields
down by the river.
Yeah, down by the river.
But Leo, I don't know if you heard yet. I know we haven't made a big announcement or anything, but we're going to do it again in 2020. It's going to be in Tony's neck of the woods in Louisville.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So make sure mark your calendar. If you want to come out, we'd love to have you again.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Should be a good time.
I'd love to. Shoot me the dates when you get them, so that way I can kind of plan ahead.
Absolutely.
We're still working on that stuff. Shit.
Absolutely. Well, I've blocked off some vacation already for another little project. I I ran the Custom Dynamics tractor trailer. I drove it to Sturgis last year.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And that might be another opportunity to do that. There's nothing set in stone yet, but I've kind of blocked off a little bit of time to do that this year already. So.
See if you can hit them up for like a sponsorship for MMM, because I know you're in tight with them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm hoping actually to do a ride out to South Dakota this year. I've been kicking around. One of the people that went to MMM, Walter, I mentioned to him about riding in South Dakota because it's actually not too far from me. It's a day's ride, and I could be in the Black Hills.
It's only about 1,000 miles from the North Pole. Day's ride.
And Sturgis is exactly 1,000 miles from my front door to the exit for the Badlands National Park is exactly 1,000 miles. I did that on an Iron Butt ride 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
So, nice.
So I know exactly where that 1,000-mile mark is from my house.
Yeah, it's probably only, I'd say 550 to 600 miles for me because I'm on the eastern edge of North Dakota, and so I just have to drive across the state and south.
There's nothing east about your fucking coordinates. That shit is deep north.
When you live at the very top of the,
where are you at up in North Dakota?
I live in Grand Forks, which is about 100 miles from the Canadian border.
Oh, okay.
Right below the Northern Lights.
Our company runs a load up. We always go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh yeah, that's still 300 miles south of me. So
okay, so yeah.
I thought it was pronounced Psyox.
Psyox? No.
No.
Sioux.
No.
Okay.
So we covered the pants. He has pants on.
Right.
So the next question, where do you fall in the White Castle world?
I don't
you just went.
Answer this.
You just went not too long ago, didn't you?
No, I drove by and took a picture.
Oh,
that was probably the smart move.
He can smell the regret.
Honestly, not really a big fan.
Not a fan.
No.
Do you like crystals better?
No, I'm not a big fan of grease anymore these days. It's kind of I try to steer clear of the most grease that I can steer clear of.
So not a fan of the White Castle. That's
nope.
All right. That's all right. I had them today for lunch, and it was mistakes were made.
I know, Tony. Every time you do that, I'm like, but why?
But why? I can't drive by and not bubble gut. I do get the bubble gut
every time.
I think it goes back to back when you were younger. You know, we used to. It was either church bus or some kind of group or whatever. We'd all ride to Six Flags, or we'd ride up, go to a Cardinals ball game or whatever, and then on the way back, that was just a cheap place to stop.
Yeah,
and I think that just having that feeling, and just after you've been outside all day, you're sunburnt, you're aggravated anyway, and then you throw White Castle on the top of it. So
hey,
yeah,
sunburn and shitting yourself has got to be a horrible feeling.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, this morning, speaking of feelings, I woke up and went to work, and I was at work about 20 minutes, and I had this urge that came upon me rather quickly, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. So I continued to walk about 15 feet, and then the side pain kicked in.
Oh, no.
You know, the side, and man, when it's bad, side pain kicks in, you're not moving. You're like, I don't even want you to fucking talk to me because it hurts. And so I finally got that pain to subside, and I walked about another 30 feet and had to stop at a technician's desk because I had side pains again. And it happened 2 or 3 more times, and I thought I was never going to make it.
That's when you clench your butt cheeks and you just stand still and you pray, oh, Lord, when can I just take like 5 more steps?
I did that when I got in the stall because it's strange what your mind, it's like mind over matter. You've got your mind
literally
over the matter that's fixing to explode out your ass. And so you're standing there, and it don't matter how hard you try. When you're loosening up the belt,
the grip loosens.
Dude, it's there. Your sphincter is set. Hey, we know who you're around.
You're 100% dilated at that point.
Your dilation factor is great. And yeah, it was bad this morning, boy.
Mike, did you have to clean the bottom of the seat? Was it that bad?
I wiped the wall.
When you started riding motorcycle, when did you start to move into being a brand ambassador? I'm super curious about how that happened for you, and kind of what companies you're representing, and how that like process works.
So that didn't. Wow, that's kind of. So that really didn't kick off for the long. That was like a surprise deal. It just, hey, you want to do this, and then I didn't even know what it was. So now I brand ambassador for 3 or 4 companies, I guess. I'm going to leave somebody out, and if they hear this, they're going to be aggravated. But the 2 main things I do is, so I brand ambassador for a company called Field Shear, and they, jackets and gloves and all riding gear, and it's all. It's actually every jacket that comes, it comes with the protective elbows and the shoulders, and their gloves are all, I mean, it's real stuff. It's not, I got into a little Instagram argument one time. There was a company that everybody was buying this company's gloves. So my question to the person, they posted a picture, and my question was, hey, are those actual riding gloves, or are they just like a mechanic style glove that, just looks cool with a cool logo on it? And man, you talk about some fire right there. That just it lit a whole thing. And the Field Shear has a pair of gloves that looks similar to it, but they have, in every knuckle, there's a pad. There's pads across the top of the knuckles. The palms are reinforced. It's actually a riding glove that's made, for riding. It's not just some logo with a lightning bolt on the middle finger so that you can flick people off and look good. So
hey, we had those gloves. Those are called Baton Gloves.
That's kind of what most of these companies are putting out. They're motorcycle companies, and they're just selling like I said, a mechanic's glove or a batting glove that just has a logo on it. So
right,
I can't sit here and preach safety, because safety's not cool, but I know what I can do when I ride. So that's kind of what matters. So I do Field Shear. They have a side company called Mobile Warming, and the Mobile Warming brand is the one that has the electric clothing. So the heated gear is made by that company, and then also sold through Field Shear when they market it for the motorcycle world. So
nice.
Both of those 2 companies together is where the heated gear comes in. And then there's another company here that I've kind of been hard with here lately is called Tough Tested. I think their page is, if you look them up on Instagram, it's Made to Go to Work, and they offer a lot of it's electronic products that you would use all the time, like your wireless Bluetooth headphones, the portable power battery chargers, that kind of stuff. And it's made for working people that are going to get out and bang it up and be rough on it. So it's stuff that's made to last.
Nice.
Is that the company that you're featured on their website? The Tough Tested company. I'm pretty sure there's one where you have sunglasses on or something, and there's
probably yes.
Yeah, I think you're featured on their website, because I looked at that one when you had when you posted it on your Instagram about that solar battery, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So fun fact with the website there, majority, I can't say majority, a vast quantity of the photography on the new Tough Tested website is courtesy of your boy.
Of you? Okay.
Yeah. So
I wondered about that, because it all kind of had the same look and feel.
Yeah, the marketing team came down a couple weeks ago, and 2 guys that run the marketing team, the owner of the marketing guy and the company and his son, they came down, and we did about a half a day photo shoot of stuff. And so there's a whole lot more content that they have that hopefully they'll be using in the future, but that was kind of a neat experience to do. So we used a buddy's shop. So we, threw some sparks and did some painting and wrench turning. And then I had another buddy that was he's a veteran, and he makes these wooden flags. So it's, they're 3x5 flags, but they're made out of different types of wood. And
I saw those.
Yeah.
I saw those. Those are beautiful. Those are cool.
So
who is it that makes those?
His company is it's TA Flags, so it's True Allegiance Flags. And this guy, he's a Marine veteran. I stumbled across him from his brother. So his brother found me through the motorcycle world on Instagram, and then introduced me to his brother that makes the flags. It's a veteran, so it's kind
Very
of
cool.
Yeah, it's a neat community here that is out here.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Social networking.
Nice.
Absolutely.
That's it, yeah.
So are you at the point now with this brand ambassador? So these companies are reaching out to you now, or are you still reaching out to them?
If you want the truth, I haven't reached out. Well, FieldShear had an application process.
Okay.
So I applied and then had talks with them, but really I haven't really reached out per se to anybody.
Okay.
It's just A to B, and then B to C, and then C leads you to D. So I did last year. Last year I brand ambassador for Michelin Motorcycle.
Okay.
So I did a year with them with their motorcycle tires, and I ran their tires on my motorcycle, and that was a year thing, and I think they moved on to bigger and better names.
Sure.
Again the algorithm on Instagram. The thing is everybody wants to see numbers. So same with like on YouTube. They want to see the views on YouTube just the same as on Instagram. They want to see the interactions. So you go to the analytics and you look at all this shit, and just because I have 14,000 followers, I might only be getting 300 views.
Right.
And that's the thing that nobody can figure out, and nobody will tell you. Unless you're on the end.
Right.
On how to improve and how to change all that.
I think that 2020 is going to be interesting for us, the five of us with our podcast in this direction, because we have five individuals. All of us have Instagram accounts. Not all of us have cross contamination in our followers, and all of us have YouTube channels. And
yes.
So we're kind of hitting all of those markets, and now with podcasting at the same time, I think 2020 is going to be a big year for us. I'm feeling like we have kind of, I don't want to say the secret recipe, because I think that's pretty arrogant, but I think we have.
That was so arrogant.
Thank you, Mike. I think we have a good thing going, and then the fact that we are now connected to, I can't say we are now, we are connected to an event that was essentially started by Dustin and Joe, and so we still have Dustin, our one of our the founding members of MMM and inaugural members of FDB podcast. That's going to be we're going to be continuing on in that direction. So we kind of have we're kind of hitting every aspect of that market space right now.
Agreed.
So I think it's going to be. I think 2020 is going to be a really interesting year for us. I think we're going to see some pretty good things happen for all of us this next year.
I'm going to try like shit to get us a White Council sponsorship.
The key word there was shit, I think. But anyway.
Totally right. Yep.
Y'all.
That's one thing that's always a given when you have White Castles is you get the win, you get the wins, and you get the squirts.
So I've heard, but I haven't had the pleasure of experiencing that since I don't have those
hang
here.
on.
I've never even had a White Castle myself. Never in my life.
That would be. That's going to be that's a damn YouTube video right there.
No, Lord.
Mary and Ryan, first White Castle experience.
There you go.
You mentioned
Tony's last.
You mentioned earlier, Leo, about Tony's last. You mentioned, Leo, earlier about not really being able to figure out YouTube. And I can tell you something right now. That's a mystery to all of us too.
Yeah.
That is a dangerous black hole right there, because the algorithm for YouTube is just as vexing as the rest of the algorithms. we all have, I don't know if you follow or know of Saddle Tramp at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and Saddle Tramp was at MMM, right? And so
yes.
we talked about it before MMM. We talked about it probably on our second podcast. We were talking about him, and Tony talked about him. We mentioned this a bunch of times, but we'd all had kind of watched his stuff and just had, talked about how authentic it was and how, we really felt like something big was going to happen. And Tony specifically called it out. He said, this guy is going to blow up. And it was the week that we recorded that podcast, he started, his YouTube channel started gaining 1,000 followers a day. And it did that for about 2 straight weeks. He went from about, 400 to 500 followers and just exploded to, 12,000 in a week and a half.
Yeah.
And to this day, we're not all, sure of where it happened. We know that Shade Tree Surgeon, who has 100,000 followers on his YouTube, picked up on it, but we're not real sure if that's what really made made him blow up. No one knows. I mean, he could have been posted on Reddit somewhere or some random site, but he just exploded overnight. And I'm not gonna, and I'm not
he's
gonna
still
lie.
growing.
I think
He's
that
still
was
growing. Yep.
Didn't that happen just as the Moto meetup? That happened like right all in that same time frame, didn't it?
It was like a week and a half before, I think.
Yeah, right. Because we were talking about that.
Halloween. It was the week of Halloween.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we were talking about that at shit. What's the restaurant we went to? Fast
Eddie's.
Yeah.
We sat there and talked to them while we ate lunch, and yeah, it's I see that. So what I'm seeing from his page when I watch his videos, he's just authentic. He's not coming out with hi, I'm drinking Pepsi. He doesn't have any of the he's not pumping a product. He's just being authentic about the motorcycle world, and he's telling his story. And I think that that's a lot of what the niche is that people want to see. It's people want to be entertained, and if you're just putting out sale ads all the time, people don't want to see that shit. That's the same stuff you throw away in the mailbox every week.
Right.
So if it's entertainment, then and you're putting out, if you put out a video every Friday and it's entertainment and that people can come see every Friday, it's just like turning on the TV and watching, you watch The King of Queens every Tuesday night, or you watch Wheel of Fortune every night at 6. It's entertainment, and that tonight's the night that the new video's coming out, and this is the person I want to watch. So people will learn to go see that. I don't know.
I did that same thing with, I decided when I was going to do, because I know I can't do moto vlogs in the wintertime here. And so I was going to do gear reviews, and I made a promise to myself that I would not do a gear review on one single piece of gear that I didn't ride with for a season. And so all of the things that I'm going to do gear reviews on throughout this season are things that I absolutely would endorse, and none of them are paid sponsorships, right? I used them, I rode them, I endorse the products because I bought them myself and I really like them.
Yes,
and
I agree.
So I did my first gear review on Odin's gloves, and those things are absolutely spectacular gloves that have features that are unique, I think, to how we ride now, right? So having the kind of that like thumb hole and finger hole to run your phone
right
stuff, but again, it was the first gear review I did, and I did it because it was a product that I believe in, and they did nothing for me prior to it and have done nothing for me since, and I stand behind the product. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of how I feel about them. That I had one other company reach out to me, and I told them no, because they had some, they said, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And I said, absolutely not. You want me to do a gear review 10 days after I get the product? I'm not doing that. I put 3,000 miles on those gloves before I did a gear review. I think after 3,000 miles, I know how they're going to perform. Right. I told this company the same thing. I said, if you want me to review your product, I'm going to put 3,000 miles on it. If not, I'm out. And they never responded back. So, if you stand behind your product, stand behind it. If you don't, then I'm out.
Yeah. And that's a question I have for you. Being sponsored by different people and showing their products, do you find that some of those companies are pushy when it comes to how quickly you get your review out for them?
So I think let's clarify sponsored versus brand ambassador.
There you go. Yes,
there
thank
you
you.
I think there's a little difference there. I think as soon as you say sponsored, then everybody thinks that you're out here drawing a paycheck from all of
I'm
this.
with you. Okay, thank you for
So-
clarifying.
So I'm not drawing a paycheck from any of this.
Okay.
I'm hoping that someday that some of my photography work will draw a paycheck. Hoping that maybe I could move toward a paycheck, and at least if not a full-time paycheck, at least enough to pay for my hobby. So
Gotcha.
what I say is like if my camera work can pay for a new camera, if my motorcycle brand ambassador work can pay for a summer motorcycle trip, then I'm not taking my paycheck that's paying the bills and trying to save money out of that in order to fund all this other stuff. So So I would love for it to do that in the future, and that's kind of what I'm working towards. That's goal number one. So you go back to brand ambassador. What I'm getting from a company would be, here's a pair of gloves. So just like we talked about a while ago, here's a pair of gloves. Ride them and talk them up. So that's where the brand ambassador stuff has come in. It's been product for, I really providing a lot of what I've been doing is taking cool photography of that product in use, and then I supply it back to that company, and then they use it on their social channels.
Okay. Oh, well, there you go.
So have you been ever given anything to do a brand ambassador for, and you get it and you're like, oh, this is shit, I can't do this?
No, because if it's, I've had people reach out to me where ahead of time I've known, your product is shit, and and I've told them no right off the bat, and not okay. I'm not just running around here trying to get free shit. If you're going to send me something, and if I, that's I don't have much. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not Elmer Fudd. I don't own a mansion and a yacht. I have my word. So if you want me to brand ambassador your stuff, sure. If I agree to it, I'm going to brand ambassador it, and then we're going to go through the whole process. So if it turns out to be a piece of shit, then we're going to have a conversation that this was a piece of shit. But so far, I've been really fortunate with the stuff that I've done. It's been really good product. Another company that I do is Epic Eyewear, and they're out of Colorado. The owner, Rebecca, she is also a veteran. She's in the Colorado National Guard, and I think she's a sergeant with the Colorado National Guard, but she owns Epic Eyewear, and she is partnered with Adam Sandoval. So he has his own line of sunglasses through Epic Eyewear. I can't, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you how I got in touch or met up with Rebecca or started talking to Rebecca, but they have sent me piles of sunglasses, and every pair of sunglasses that has come in a box from them has been a superior quality pair of sunglasses. None of them have, I think they're made in China. I'm not going to lie, but they're just not shit. They don't fall apart. You can put them on, and I can probably go and still pull out the majority of what they've sent me, and they're all still in perfect shape. They're all really good sunglasses. They're polarized glasses, and majority of what's on their website you can buy for $30. So, nice. $30 for a pair of polarized sunglasses is kind of unspoken, but I just got a new package from Rebecca, so that'll be coming back up, and so some of these places offer. So what they'll do is they give me, if you use code so, then you get a discount. So that way they can track. Right. So that's another way for that company to track that. Oh, well, they used code, Leo 15 or whatever it is. Then they can track on, the sale was made because they saw this from him. So that's where a lot of that comes from.
Yeah, it gives those companies some idea of how their money is being spent with whoever's promoting their product or whatever. Yeah, no, I hear you. That I think it's a great marketing strategy, because I think there's a lot of people right now in the motorcycling industry that are using Instagram, Facebook, YouTube exclusively. They're not using marketers anymore. They're marketing their own stuff. They have control of their own business, and they're using people that are out in the world that are using those products as their additional marketers. And I think it's ingenious. Where it gets me is now there's still a number of people out there that are just out there, like you said, trying to get free shit, and they don't care, and they're making it harder for the people that are trying to do it legitimately. And I think that's true. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Very true.
I will say early on, I was approached, and I'm not going to say any names, but I was approached by a company to review a product, and I said, okay, sure. And so they sent it, and the first thing that they sent me was actually really good, and I did a review on it. And then they approached me again to do something else, and I said, no, I don't need that product. That's not something that I would use, so I'm not just going to get a product to review it just to get something. Right. And so they offered me something else, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll try that and I'll review that. And when I got it, I absolutely hated it. But that particular company only wanted 5-star reviews. And I said, well, then, if you don't want my honest opinion, I don't know what to tell you. You can, I can send your product back to you or whatever, but I'm not going to lie about the product just to make you look good because of the way it was made. I didn't agree with it. It wasn't well made. So I wasn't going to put myself out there.
I agree completely. It's one of those things where, I do ride my motorcycle. I do go to events. I do see these people that follow my page. I meet them face to face. And,
exactly.
The last thing I want to hear when I meet somebody face to face is, hey, I saw you reviewed that keychain, and I bought one of those keychains, and it was a real piece of shit. And then the company treated me like I was a criminal when I tried to return it and use their warranty, and they lay that on me because I said, this was the greatest thing ever. But So, yeah, like I said, I don't have much, but my integrity is something that, can hang on to there.
What are your plans for the riding season of 2020?
We've discussed multiple times here the algorithm on some of these social channels, and I think I've really been pondering here in the last few weeks I think that in order to grow and have growth, I need to make a change with the way I run my social channels. So for starters, I think I'm going to revamp a little bit of my social networking, and I'm not positive on how I'm going to do that yet. So I can't even throw out an example. I've got some ideas that I'm tossing around. Riding season next year. Again, I drive a truck all week. So, when I can get the opportunity to put my butt in the seat and grab them handlebars, I'm going to go ride.
Leo, how far are you from me?
So if we're going to say Alton,
we can, yeah.
Yeah. If we're going to say Alton, so I'm exactly 2 hours south of St. Louis, and then Alton's another 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, really a 3-hour ride to you,
I'll have to come your way this coming year. Cause I'm wanting to do, like, for me, for 2020, I want to do more. I want to stay in the seat longer for rides.
Absolutely.
So I know, like next year we got Kentucky. I'd love to do some overnight camping. Me and my buddy already talked about that. Maybe going into Missouri or Kentucky or something like that, or Tennessee. I want to ride through the Smokies this year. I think that would be a fun ride.
Tail of the Dragon, write it down.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Yes, make sure you do that.
But yeah, I'd like to,
because you're going to scrape your pipes.
Oh yeah, pipe one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
but if you lay it down, you can scrape both of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's not do that.
No.
Mike.
Yes.
I think we all need a little education.
I love education. You want me to learn you something today?
Educate us.
Teach us, a wise one.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Moose Knuckle Mike, word of the week.
It's like jet fuel for your mind. The word of the day is abnegation. Pronunciation is, well, spellings ABNIH-GAY-SHUN. Abnegation. Phonetically, it'd be abnegation.
Is the gay all caps?
Gay is all caps, yeah.
Okay, then.
See? That's how you have to.
Are the letters rainbow colored?
No, they're just all caps. If anything is in all caps, like complete all caps, that means you have to emphasize it. Infamization. Is that what it's called?
It can't be today.
Okay.
Yes, it can be.
Is that where you get shots?
Yes.
Oh no, that's immunization. I'm sorry.
Immunization.
Yes.
Enimization. Yeah.
Not enimization.
Oh, enema.
I was
No,
gonna say
it's
that.
not enimization.
Oh.
let's not confuse that, Mike.
Hey, you never know what to expect.
This is true.
I do know what to expect with that, and that is not what we're.
Abnegation. It's a noun. Comes from Latin, 14th century. First definition is denial, usually self-directed. The second definition is relinquishing a certain right or responsibility.
What?
Relinquishing a certain right. Relinquishing a certain right or responsibility. I can use it in a sentence. Maybe
Please.
you guys might like it better. Ryan, do you want me to use this in a sentence?
Please do, Mike. Please.
Okay. Examples of abnegation in a sentence are: in order to prepare for the Rogers of boot camp, he started practicing abnegation. Rogers, Rigors, Rogers. Roger, yeah. Second sentence is signing the adoption papers. Holy shit. Signified the abnegation of her parental rights. Man, that's relinquishing. That's really quishing. Really
Relinquishing?
Yeah. Relinquishing.
Letting it all go.
You just sign it off. Sign your name on the bottom of the dotted line.
At the bottom of the dotted line. Not on the dot, at the bottom of the dotted line.
Under it. You got to mark it out and put some white out on it. You got to use some corrective.
The dotted line's not enough. The line's so far.
Yeah, you don't. Hey, if there's a space, I never put my name or information in the right space for some reason.
You're that guy.
I'm telling you, if it says name and you put it at the bottom of the box, I'll write my name under that under the line because
I think that's a Topeka thing because when I deliver in Topeka, most of the people can't sign their name on the received by line.
You may be right.
So are you the one that holds up the line at the DMV then?
Yes. Yes, that would be me.
Oh,
Lord.
if Tony was here right now, he could tell you his story, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. He told us here not too long ago he had to do take his son to a doctor's appointment or, I don't know, physical for sports or something. He had to provide his son's birth certificate. And he takes a good long look at the birth certificate and realizes that whoever had done or initially made the birth certificate for his son replaced the O in his name for I. So it literally says Tiny Cox on his son's birth certificate.
Oh my God.
And so on a legitimate legal document, his son's birth certificate, it says Tiny Cox.
So now will he have to go to court to get that straightened
No,
out?
he's gonna leave it. I would never change that. I would never change it.
First of all, Cox straightened out.
Exactly.
I mean, just straight away, his last name is Cox. So I mean, the fact that it says Tiny Cox on a birth certificate is the greatest thing ever.
That is gold.
Mike,
Cox.
Mike, can you use the word of the day with something about White Castle?
Last week,
Thinking.
when I went to White Castle and ate my lunch, my sphincter abnegation, it's right to retain my bowels.
That's slick, Mike. Slicker than a KY slip and slide.
Hey, that is the true definition of a wet banana.
Oh,
2020 M&M idea, KY slip and slide.
here we go.
Leo goes first. We're calling it out.
I like it. If it's a K&Y slip and slide, all I gotta say is coming in hot.
I think we need new shirts with like the logo on the front and all the hashtags on the back of all
Wait a
the
minute now.
slick sayings.
The Moto
Get
meetup
it on
next
the
year
back.
is going to be in Kentucky, and Kentucky's abbreviation is KY.
Slow clap.
There you go.
Slow clap that one.
It's what you always say when you go to Kentucky is that their peanut butter and jellies taste like shit because that Kentucky jelly is horrible.
Oh,
Anybody know what flavor this is? It's clear.
It was just dropping knowledge.
Did Pepsi Clear make a jelly?
Good.
Oh, that just
That's
happened.
really good.
I wonder if Tony's ever heard that.
Oh,
He lives there. He probably eats it all the time.
yeah.
He probably chases the White Castles with KY. So
He's probably got a
that's
jar
why
of it
he's
in the
shitting like a
fridge.
goose.
He's probably got a jar behind the seat of the truck.
yeah, it's in the fridge and it says not KY.
He probably doesn't know. He probably doesn't know.
That White Castle special sauce.
Oh, well, we just opened up Pandora's box on sponsorship opportunities for him.
There you go.
Oh man, we're gonna have a White Castle and a KY jelly sponsorship before the end of the year.
If I could find an oven, I'd have a White Castle casserole. And we would have some biscuits with KY jelly.
If Mike keeps playing the word of the day right, we might have an Adam and Eve sponsorship too.
True.
I'm telling you, it's pretty good. Pretty good right there. That's good, man. Oh, my Lord.
This
Hey,
podcast is sponsored by Adam and Eve.
yeah. Hey, Leo.
Use the discount code 5dirty to receive 25% off your next purchase. Mike would do that so much better than me.
Hey, you guys are calling Adam and Eve. Use the discount code 5dirtyfingers for $25 off your next purchase.
But don't forget to tuck the thumb, remember.
You can't. Hey, if you don't forget to tuck the thumb, you're going to catch a knuckle. And when you catch a knuckle, I promise she'll let you know.
Oh, man.
Hey, Leo,
Yes.
do you know the definition of relative humidity?
I absolutely know the definition.
It's when sweat rolls down the crack of your ass and lands on your sister's forehead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was always told that the definition was it's the sweat that forms in the crack of your ass while you're banging your cousin.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That's only when you're in Arkansas, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going there for Christmas. Don't tell me that.
Oh, you fucker.
That's relative humidity. See, me and Leo knew what it was. Tony,
Man,
Mary,
you
Ryan, they didn't know, and Dustin.
You cannot unhear those things.
They know now.
Hey, neither can you unsee a scrote cone.
Oh my God.
Have you seen?
Leo,
Have you
I'll
seen?
DM you that picture, Leo. You won't be able to unsee
Leo,
this for
you
the
don't
rest
want
of your
it.
life.
Trust me. Just say no right now.
Oh, it's a good one.
Okay.
Oh, Tony sent it to me.
Yeah,
You
see?
can't
Okay.
unsee it. You'll never
He said.
unsee it. It'll be burned into your eyes forever.
Hey, and I'll say this too. Leo also knows what a merkin is.
Yes, because I've listened to the other podcast.
Yes.
There was a whole conversation.
Yes, there was.
Oh, man.
That was good. That was a good one.
That would
Oh,
also
man.
be another sponsorship we would probably end up with if it was an actual company.
Is there a brand that still makes stylish merkins?
I think they make them for Hollywood.
Stylish merkins. MERKINS. Yeah.
You talking
stylish.
like? Okay, you talking like
With highlights.
Oh,
Highlights,
they
highlights
have-
and lowlights.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Do they have a Christmas version with actual lights?
It's the glitter beard merkin.
Hold on.
And a firm. Is that the Christmas version?
that
That's
was
the Christmas merkin.
That's a SpongeBob SquarePants Patrick merkin.
That's the Star of David merkin.
Yeah, and then they got the Valentine's Day. Hold on, there you go.
oh my
the
God.
love patch?
Yeah, Valentine's Day love patch. If you go, it's hold on, I'm gonna give him a shout out.
I'll tell you what. I really hope. I hope that Mike doesn't pass out, and the ambulance people have to come there and see that pulled up on his phone.
Hey, what the hell is this guy doing? It's the website is www.merkinstore.com. MERKIN store.com.
That just goes to show you that every single URL that could possibly be sold has been.
Yeah. It says the original #1 in the world pussycat patch can be fashioned to any design you want, be it letters, numbers, or even shapes. You could have your favorite quarterback's jersey number on there.
Can you style it with a flat iron though?
Hey,
Well, yeah, because it's
why
not
don't
stuck
write
to
them a
you all the
letter?
time.
Write them a letter and see if they can do the 5 Dirty Bikers gear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the 5 Dirty Bikers logo.
Yes, you can do your own personal.
Snap.
Oh my God.
I got dibs on like 2% of the profits.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
I called it.
Choose from styles. Like
For that 2%, we're going to need some good marketing photos, though. Just so you know.
Absolutely.
On actual models.
Fair enough.
Not it.
Yeah. No,
Oh, you're going to have to wear one. I'm just saying.
I've got my finger on my nose. I ain't falling for that trick.
Yeah, last one in.
Last one in. Ooh.
I got no shame in my game. I'll model it.
Oh,
Dustin.
I know you would too.
Oh,
Hey, they have different styles. They got the natural. They have the ungroomed natural, starfish, purple, red, blue, black. They got all
This is
sorts of stuff.
wrong.
Do they have
It's
a
made-
purple mushroom?
They do not have a purple mushroom stamp.
How about the chia merkin?
Chia.
Hey, it's the merkin that grows.
Keeps on
Just add
growing.
water. Just add water. That's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be water.
Vinegar
No.
water will clean it. Regular water will make it grow.
Hey, protein water is the best for them.
God.
If you're, especially if you're looking for all day hold.
It's like there's something about Mary, not this Mary,
Hey,
but
now.
you know the movie where she puts the stuff in her hair and it stays straight up.
Oh, extra hair gel.
You could do that. You could do that with your hair right now. Oh man,
That's
I
great.
didn't put two and two together until that came right out of my mouth. Well, I said, fuck, God damn it.
oh.
Keep it dirty, riders, and we'll see you next time on FDB Podcast.